to the Mesivta of North Jersey's third annual dinner. Thank everybody for coming. There's a story about Rav Moshe Feinstein. There was a convention many years ago sponsored by Torah Masorah. The topic of that night was the American day school curriculum. Until then, many of the day schools have been teaching a curriculum that some educators considered too difficult for the average American child. Now, Rabbanim from all over the United States had gathered together to decide whether it was time to change the curriculum. Maybe the level of learning was too high. Perhaps they expected too much. One by one, Rabbanim arose and gave their opinion, the majority favoring shifting the curriculum to make it easier. Rav Moshe was the last one to speak, and his opinion clearly held the most weight. Rav Moshe began with a question. When Jewish people around the world bench their children on Friday nights, they begin Yisimcha Elokim ki Ephraim v'Manasseh. Now we know that Ephraim and Manasseh were of the greatest people that ever lived. Why use examples of men who lived so long ago and were so great? Perhaps we should bench our children to become like Rabbi Akiva Eiger, to become like the Chassan Sofer. But Ephraim and Manasseh? The answer, said Rav Moshe, it doesn't really matter if it's not possible for our children to actually become like Ephraim and Manasseh. The point is that we bench them to be the best that they can be. If we bench them to be as great as Ephraim and Manasseh, then maybe they will turn out like a Rabbi Akiva Eiger. So too, Rav Moshe continued, we have to keep the curriculum strong and never give in to the times. The Mesivta of North Jersey, now it's in its 7th year, has earned a reputation of high-level learning in an exceptional environment suitable for Bnei Torah. There are no compromises, and the success of the yeshiva in big part is due to the Anhala truly believing that each Talmud can reach great heights. Baruch Hashem, so many of the Talmidim will be making siyumim on Mesivta Gittin this year, in large part due to extra learning and shiurim throughout the day. Before Shacharis, during breakfast, during lunch, during supper, after Maariv, there are many boys learning and steiging. The Anhala displays tremendous Mesiras Nefesh, developing each child, each Talmud, as an individual, and for providing a warm and encouraging environment to grow and flourish, both in Torah and Musar, and for that, we are very grateful. Tonight, we have the opportunity to express our hakaras hatov to the Anhala of the Yeshiva and to our esteemed honorees who have partnered with Mesivta over the years. Dr. and Dr. Eddie Jackson of Bergenfield, who are true friends of the Mesivta and have extended themselves above and beyond in support of this wonderful mosid. They will be the recipients of the Mesivta's Hachzakas HaTorah Award. Rabbi and Mrs. Yecheskel Khan of Lakewood. Former parents in the Mesivta who have dedicated their lives to Harbatzas HaTorah and have built a genuine Torah home. They will receive the Harbatzas HaTorah Award. And our very own Rabbi and Mrs. Yisrael Erlinger of Passaic. Pillars of Midas Tovos and parents in the Mesivta are honored with the Ateres Avos Award. Finally, the Mesivta's senior shiur will be honored with the Avos HaTorah B'Chesed Award. We all know the famous saying from Rabbi Akiva, V'ahavta l'recha kamocha, zeh klal gadol b'Torah. Homiletically, one can perhaps say, Zeh klal gadol b'Torah. The rule to become great in Torah is when v'ahavta l'recha kamarcha, when you love your friend like yourself. Perhaps the success in learning of this extraordinary group of Talmidim is due to the v'ahavta l'recha kamocha that they show each other. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the video presentation. Please come up to the podium.
We likely have three things in common. First of all, we both don't like long speeches. Likely we've all been asked by Rabbi Eiler for money at one point or another. And we all like to be happy. In fact, we crave happiness and desire to live a life full of simcha. When my son Nassim Stevie became bar mitzvah, before he became bar mitzvah, we met Rabbi Schleusner from Muncie. And he had asked him, what's the first mitzvah that a bar mitzvah bacher does? And he was thinking, maybe Krishma, Tefillin. He said, actually, it's not. It's Livdu es Hashem Simcha. There's a fascinating Rabbi Bechayet in Parshas Kisavai, Perek Chavtes, when the Torah is describing the Teichcha, the pasuk Tachas Asher Lo Yeradta Es Hashem Aleikecha V'Simcha V'Tuv Leivav Me'roiv Kol. Rabbi Bechayet says that every mitzvah has an element of the mitzvah itself, and there's a component of simcha in it as well. And the Eilish was that they did the mitzvah, but they didn't accomplish the simcha aspect. Almost like every mitzvah has two mitzvahs along with it. And it's a goal we strive for. And I think there are two things that make the Mesivta of North Jersey a unique place. There's a happy environment without compromising the high-level program. And there's a sense of achdus, both from the shir itself and from the yeshiva as a whole. You can observe the yeshiva of Bachrim on a Thursday night as they joyfully prepare for their Friday night Suda, with music blaring in the background, setting up the tablecloths, the cups, the knives matching. Or you can watch when the fire department's on their way as they tactfully put away in unison all their cooking materials without missing a beat. Or watch as they prepare for a Chanukah Mesiva, or the logistics for a Shir Shabbos. It's the yeshiva allows for each bacher to accomplish and take charge. And at the same time, those activities are done amongst close proximity to their Rabbeinu. And it's unfortunate, but the society in which we live struggles most in dealing with self-esteem and self-worth. And it's a breath of fresh air, Baruch Hashem, to have amongst our community a Mesivta that has done such a phenomenal job at developing young kids into mature B'nai Torah in such a healthy way. And I think we'd all agree that likely the most basic principle in attaining happiness is appreciating what we have. And while tonight it's appropriate that we show Hakaras HaTov, to our esteemed honorees who have stepped forward to raise much-needed funds for the yeshiva's survival, it's equally as important that we recognize the yeshiva's accomplishments and join together to show appreciation for the tremendously dedicated Hanhala of the yeshiva and to publicly thank each of you for providing our boys with sophisticated, stimulating shiurim, which allowed them to gain a deep appreciation for Limud HaTorah, which challenged their minds to grow and understand the depths of the Gemara. The key Siddharim that grant them the opportunities of broadening their breadth of the Gemara while developing their reading skills. Chumash and Ashkafa sessions, which prepare the boys for life. Lighties on Friday nights, countless one-on-one schmoozing with the boys that make them feel special and cared for. We cannot forget about the English department, led by Rabbi Klipman. We know how much you care, and yes, we know it's also a work in progress, but thank you. Thank you to Rabbi Stimmel for bravely joining us in the middle of the year and for taking on the tremendous responsibility for the well-being of each bacher. Our recent administrator, Rabbi Shimshi Amsel, we appreciate that you are involved and hope that you will make the Mesivta of North Jersey your #1 priority. A special thank you to Ms. Chaya Rifkel Ampel for making this dinner possible with countless overtime hours and journal preparation and city arrangements. Obviously, getting all adopted and made calls. But lastly, we must thank Rabbi Eider. He had a vision about 7 or 8 years ago to create this special Mesivta. And we owe him and his family a tremendous amount of hakaras hatov for seeing the need and for turning it into a reality. We thank you, Rabbi Eider, for your tireless efforts on behalf of the Mesivta. Your drive and sense of mission is inspiring. You are relentless and unwavering in your determination to maintain and build on your previous accomplishments. Hashem should shower upon all of you, the entire Hanhala, Rabbi Eider, everyone that makes the Mesivta so special. Firstly, Simcha, B'chol Leiv, Ad Bli Dai, and Kemayim Panim Al Panim that should reflect on your families and your Talmidim. And you should have Atzlacha and Bracha in all your endeavors. And we thank each of you for your selfless dedication on behalf of our Talmidim. We would like to call upon Rabbi Eider to complete our program.
On behalf of the entire Hanhala of the Mesivta of North Jersey, I thank each and every one who's here tonight, took the time to join us. It's a tremendous chizuk for our Mesivta, and you should all be zoifer to all the brachas, to those that are supporters of Torah. Thank all those who have gone out of the way, agreed to accept, to be honored, all the committee members, standing with the Mesivta, Yashikach. We gathered today, a few days shy of Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and Parshas HaChodesh, where we read in the Torah that Hashem says to Moshe and Aaron, Chodesh HaZemachem, the Pasuk says, Da'aku el kol adas Yisrael. They know Vesel HaChodesh in the mitzvah from Pesach. The Pasuk uses the Lashon adas Yisrael. And further the Pasuk says, B'shachto we say kol kahal adas Yisrael. The first first time that Bnei Israel is addressed as a congregation, as a community. When did Bnei Israel become more than Bnei Israel, but a cloud of Israel, identified not just as individuals, but as a group, as a cloud of Israel. The Pasuk says that Yaakov Avinu Mitzrayim Soif Yomov called all his children together. The Pasuk says, "Vayikra Yaakov Avinu V'Yomer Hey Osru." Gather together, v'yagidu, Yocheves Yisrael, Isa Shikra Sanachas Hayom, and I will reveal to you what will happen back as Hayom and the Yom HaMashiach. And we know that what's not written in the Torah, the Gemara teaches us, the Medrash teaches us, that Yaakov Avinu experienced that the Shekhinah left him, the Shekhinah parted from him, and he wondered what was the cause. And he said, perhaps one of my children is not ashamed of Torah, is not somebody who's connected to the Rebbeinu Shalom. He's not a mind of Hashem. Perhaps, just like Avraham Avinu had Yishmael, Yitzchak had and Esau, maybe one of my children is the same. And immediately they said, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Kishem, She'em, B'dibcha. Elo Echad, the same way you, Yaakov, have only one. In HaKadosh, believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so to us, Ein B'libeinu, Elo Echad. Mashal brings Moshe the smack that Yaakov Avinu realized that he has to teach them. Perhaps they don't know about HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they're not meaning, there's something missing. And that's the Pasuk says, he kavtzu v'shimu b'nei Yaakov, v'shimu el Yisrael. Listen to what I have to say, Yaakov Avinu says. He kavtzu v'shimu. Again, gather together. Listen to what I have to say. The Charedim adds, that it wasn't just gather in Yiras Hashem. He kavtzu in Midas Toivos. Sheyasiru b'libo kilo, v'silo. Sakus kilu hey ish echod v'nefesh achas. And therefore he says that when a person says Kriya Shema, he should be yachid in his heart, together with Kol Adas Yisrael. Kulot ba'avo, b'kesher leiv echod. The Maral explains that at that moment, Klal Yisrael joined as one. The same way, Yaakov, you're an individual. You're one. Kach ein b'libeinu ela echad. We too are also one, and therefore we have one commitment, and we all worship one HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And at that moment, was a defining moment that was clearly evident that Klal Yisrael was one. The Torah defines this musik, the concept of Klal Yisrael in one word. The Pasuk mentions Bnei Esau, 6 nefashos. The Torah uses the Lashon, the Yikach Esau, the Lashon is one of the places, it's called Nafshos Esau, the Lashon Rabbi. But when it talks about Bnei Yaakov, Shivin nefashos, 70 people, the Pasuk says, Vayikol nefesh Yitzei Yerech Yaakov. One soul. 70 was one, and the 6 of Esau was nefashos. And the Medrash explains. And the Esau that they worshipped many Allahus, the nefashos harder. But Klal Yisrael, Bnei Yaakov, Shu Oived L'Laka Echad, Ksibei Nefesh Achas. If Klal Yisrael is united as one, serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that combines us to Nefesh Achas. The Medrash explains with beautiful mashal. The Medrash says that there were many people traveling on a boat. Mashal b'nei Adam. So Yoshim b'Sfirim, not the Echad Mehem. one person takes out a drill and he decides that under his chair, under his seat, he's going to start drilling a hole. This is Kadeach Tachtov. Amar Lechaveirov, his friend said to him, what are you doing? What are you drilling a hole in the boat? Don't you know what's going to happen? So he responds to them, am I not drilling underneath my seat? They all looked at him. Drill under your seat. The water's going to cover the entire boat. So after Yeruchim, and the Medrash is teaching us a mashal. That is Klal Yisrael. We're all in one boat. And what affects one person under his seat affects the entire Klal Yisrael. And that's Nefesh. Klal Yisrael is one Nefesh. One soul. Gathered tonight. Tremendous appreciation. Shevach HaHadoyah for Hidoyah Hashem Yisbarach. For granting Chosh HaHamolah, dedicated Rabbein, the schools of the Siyat Yishmaya, to Mashliach, to give to our Tamidim, and the tremendous Hatzlocha that they've had. At the same time, to the Rambam, the same way we give Shevach HaGadar, the Avar, we respond on the Osim. Vakish Rachim, that we should continue to be Zoycher, to Siyat Yishmaya, to see the gewaltige papers that we've seen in our Talmidim. We also gathered to honor to our special Choshev honorees, all sharing the same quality, regardless of one who's a Lakewood, Selig, Tia, Holyfield. They all share one common understanding what it means, Klal Yisrael, as Nefesh Achas. They give of themselves. Whether it's in the community, whether it's in Kiruv, whether it's helping financially, being there for the club, when the voices, when the simple needs, each of them have gone out of their way understanding what it means, Nefesh Achas in Klal Yisrael. Before I address Senior Bachman, if I may allow to express my appreciation for one individual. Besides, of course, my mother was a very simple child. So much I'm taking. First year at Mesivta, one old Chaber. Head checks to cover the entire rent, the whole year. And now, besides all that is done, he recognizes that his need for our own home, the fire, looking to help the yeshiva find a home of their own. And I wanted to thank my friend, Benji Ringel, has a fire non-stoppable. I said, you don't understand what chesed you're doing. He said, stop it. What's the Torah? You don't owe me a thank you. Before I go to the video, our seniors, the oldest Bachman, The quality hours they have, many of them turning on, coming early, way before Shabbos, early in the morning, late at night, turning off the lights. We also have the quality media, understanding what's meant, what it means, nefesh, what it means caring about somebody else, what it means ava, somebody else. Seeing the need. And one of the buffering summer, after being a few days in the hospital, buffering came from far and wide from the camps to visit him. And I went to visit him. The feeling that he had was the Manj family. Everybody feels like I'm a shpoch. I'd like to single out one bocher. Besides being the go-to person for his tremendous achrayus and being about achrayus, we used to sing from him the gevoerde, the lessons for all to learn. Gewoon werken. Benched. Es ja eine Schweine weit das Woche. Erst to look at it. For the presentation. Now, join me in the presentation for the seniors. Schlimm ist auch sehr früh. Shaya, Master